Eli. Who's Eli? Eli's a young fly fisher from a small town in the north of England who I met off Instagram that I arranged to go and film just after the trout season had opened. So I had two issues. Firstly, petrol prices are sky high because of inflation, and number two, I've got a new camera but no spare battery, so I estimated that we had about 3 hours in which to catch a trout. Fuck it anyway, you know, nothing ventured, nothing gained, so I headed up. He gives me a postcode and it takes me to some shithole area. There's rubbish all over the place, and it's one of these weirdo northern towns where some of the houses don't even have a front garden. You know, you just open up your door and you're on the pavement, and there are alleyways out the back, and he emerges from one of these alleyways and he's already in waders. Gets into the car, punches some destination into the sat nav, and now we're driving through rush hour traffic. Conversation's going quite well. You never know. I've never met the guy before, you know, this is just an Instagram thing, so, you know, for all I know, he could be a member of some banned far rights group, and for all he knows, I could be like, you know, a black Kevin Spacey. So anyway, we arrive at the car park. He gets set up, I get set up, and he explains to me that he hasn't fished this bit much, you know, it's more of a recce, so we're not going to be here long. So we walk to a road, cross the road into a farmer's field, and when I finally see this bit of water, I'm not impressed, you know. It was just like some fucking ditch a farmer had carved in the middle of his field. And when I went to wade across it, yeah, it was just mud, you know, no gravel, just mud. And I'm from the south, you know, land of the chalk streams with nice green flowing ranunculus and gravel beds. So anyway, I start filming him, and we could tell it's going to be a hot day, you know. It was scheduled to be like fairly warm, but, you know, we didn't expect there to be like hardly any clouds. Anyway, we weren't there for more than half an hour, and Eli says, you know, let's head to the next spot. But as we were walking back, he turned around and said to me,
has anyone blanked before on one of your videos?
Has anyone ever blanked before on one of your videos? You know, that sent alarm bells ringing, because, you know, when somebody starts talking like that, it's no good, man. It's no good. Didn't give me much confidence at that point. So anyway, we're in the car, we're going to the next stretch, and, you know, I'm thinking about like the battery, it's gone down a quarter, so, you know, time's against us kind of thing. We hit the new stretch, and yeah, it looked a lot better. Some glides, some nice pools, it was a bit more wooded, so, you know, the sun didn't matter as much. So he starts working the water. As well, going up, like, it gets a bit strange in parts, because I'm walking behind him, and through his footprints, oil's coming up. And then there was a tent, and then some fucking bones from some animal that I don't know what the fuck it was, you know. He fishes up, no takes, and eventually we can't get up any further, so we double back, and we head to this nice little bend, and then...
Oh, I had a trout following it.
So he's had a trout follow, so yeah, you know, things are looking up now. Casts again. So we're both kind of half relieved in a way, you know. A fish has been caught. It's not ideal, it's a chub, it's out of season, but, you know, with petrol prices sky high and the battery on half at that point, needs must, if I had to make a video from it, then so be it, but it's still early days. So I then say to Eli, so what are we doing now then? To which he replies,
we're going to head off to a little brook not far from here that has some trout in it, so hopefully we'll be able to get one from there. I think that's probably our best option.
All right. He got a text from Skateboard Dave. What? Who's Skateboard Dave? Skateboard Dave's a UK fly fishing legend, you know, fishes for any species, anytime, anywhere. So if he tells you to go and check somewhere out, you better check it out. So anyway, we're back in the car, and yeah, I'm thinking about the battery, it's half. I'm thinking about the petrol cost as well, you know, this is going to be an expensive video if nothing happens. We arrive at the lay-by, and we walk into this field, and when I see this stretch of river, it's just... there's just nothing of it, it's just like a trickle. If my 2-year-old was to take a piss in it, it will cause it to flood. So we begin to walk up, and in every kind of likely looking port, Eli's working the streamer. He's casting in the middle of trees. He's putting it in like narrow gaps, and then he put it in this tiny little slot in between this like overhanging tree. And
I'm missing. Oh, it's sort of taken everything.
then he did it again.
And again, no way. I can't believe I missed that twice.
So it's kind of promising, you know, at least, you know, they're fishing here. But still, even then, you know, like no fish have been caught yet. And at that point, I saw the battery's on a quarter. So right now I'm shitting it, you know, it's like, it's now or never. But do you mind if I get some water, yeah? All right, thank you. So now we're relieved, you know, he's caught a stunning fish for the camera, and from there things just got better. So it's like at that point, you know, Eli can do absolutely no wrong. You know, he's skillfully putting it into like, you know, underneath trees, and it's almost like every time he casts into some like promising looking location, he's either getting a follow, missing a take, or landing a fish. It was incredible, and they were all absolutely stunning. So anyway, you know, I turned around to Eli and I said, you know, let's do an interview. I had a quarter of the battery left, you know, I thought, fuck it, why not? You know, you've already got enough fish for a video. So yeah.
Hello, my name's Eli. I live in Leicestershire, and I do quite a lot of fly fishing. I've been fishing since I was about 5, on and off. Mostly bait and lure, and then in the past year and a half or so I've kind of got into fly fishing, mainly just as a challenge, to be honest. I was like, we were going on a holiday to France as a family, and I saw on the way there that there was like a Aldi fly rod for sale, and I thought I've got to get that because that'll be well funny if I catch a fish on the fly. So I got that, and then I went to France with it and I caught a little chub on a little dry fly, and I've been doing it ever since. I fish a lot of really, really small rivers like this, a lot because they're usually free, or at least really cheap to fish. And as a student, I'm only 19, so I don't often get the chance to fish the bigger, more expensive trout rivers across England. So little tiny streams like this are kind of what I've limited to. But you'd be really surprised what sort of fish you can get out of such a small stream. There's some absolute gems, and they're always so pretty.
Yeah, so in the end, it was a thoroughly enjoyable trip. Eli fished his absolute socks off. The conditions weren't ideal for it. He hadn't fished some of the areas that much. So yeah, credit to him.